And there we have the Capitol Dome off in the distance. So, hey YouTube, Smooth Virus with you. Back here on the streets of Southeast Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. Home of President Barack Obama and the mighty Washington Redskins. Anyway, well, this is going out to Tamara, whose videos I've been watching, but I've been so busy that I haven't had time to post a response to. But she's been talking a lot about the whole True Force Loneliness thing with Dwayne and Bill and the whole crew. So I thought she had a pretty good point about how it's okay to disagree with people, but have a discourse and a discussion on different points of view without resorting to ad hominem attacks. Man, I am trying to find someplace quiet, but there's big buses and people with trash cans and all kinds of noise going on. I guess that's the price of shooting a street video. So I'm going to sit down over here. Hopefully have some peace and quiet for a few minutes. So anyway, oh, and that one video that you did, Tamara, with where your boyfriend shot you with the little pea shooter gun. Oh man, I laughed my ass off at that. That was so funny. So anyway, True Force Loneliness. Well, I do think that True Force Loneliness is real in a sense, but I think the truth that Bill has hit on is basically the same thing as what they call love shyness or involuntary celibacy. Where I disagree with Bill is the whole government conspiracy thing, that the whole situation is due to a government conspiracy, which I just don't believe a bit of it. Sorry. But I think they have hit on something. So there's a kernel of truth to what they're saying. And at first I didn't believe that, but two people convinced me otherwise. One of them was my girlfriend at the time, when I first started finding out about the True Force Loneliness thing. And the other person was a guy from the seduction community, so to speak, called Dr. Paul, who's actually a certified PhD. And I'll put a link to his site next to this video. Anyway, so we've got this whole thing going on up in Pittsburgh, and this has got all the True Force Loneliness people talking, and all the love shyness people talking. We've got feminist blogs that are saying, well, PUA created the mindset which made this happen, which is just a crock. To paraphrase Bill, that's a piece of shit out of my ass. But rather than try and defend the whole PUA movement, I'll just put a link to a blog of a friend of mine, PUMA. She's really cool. I think it's better to defend that from the, or have a contrary viewpoint from the point of view of a woman, rather than I. So, you got all these guys going out here, and somehow they've got in their head that society is their enemy. And this is a war. They are soldiers, and they're ready to go to war with society. Now, I realize that Bill and Dwayne do not advocate violence, and I applaud them for taking that standpoint, but there are there's a lot of other stuff that I've been seeing going on where they completely advocate violence, completely advocate spree killings, shooting people, killing, murder, mayhem. You know, let's fight a war against women, against society. A great man, Mahatma Gandhi, said that an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. I don't think violence is going to solve anything. And it's definitely not going to solve your issues with having a woman in your life. And it's not going to give a voice to the voiceless. It's just going to make things worse. I read a blog entry from Dr. Paul, and I'll put a link to that in this video too, where he says, women in society are not your enemy. Ignorance is your enemy. I think that's what these people who are in the true force of loneliness need to be fighting against. And I agree with you that attacking the people that just happen to disagree with them doesn't help. I don't agree with them, but I don't hate Bill, I don't hate Dwayne. You know, I realize they've got issues, and I've tried to reach out to some of these other guys, because you could quite frankly pin at least involuntary celibacy on me. You know, I went through that too. But my whole perspective on this is that you can do a lot about it by being proactive and going out, socializing, meeting new people, making friends, and changing your life. But that's just my point of view on it. So, I just wanted to make a quick video while I'm out here on my lunch break and kind of get a few of my thoughts out there. So, I'll put a link up to PUMA's blog and to Dr. Paul's blog. And great videos. I've been enjoying them. Yeah, I'll probably catch a lot of crap for this, but you know, whatever. You know, the internet is kind of a tempest in a teapot. I guess I do want to say, I do want to mention that, you know, I was reading a lot of these just really awful messages from all these guys that were saying, well, those women got what they deserved. You know, we need to encourage other love-shy men to go out and shoot people, teach the world a lesson. Oh, I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it. And that night, some friends of mine were giving a dating seminar for women, and dating advice for women from the point of view of guys. That class was packed. It was packed. And it was really good. It was great to be there, where men and women could have a dialogue and communicate about the dating scene, and we could actually, in a frank manner, talk about what was on each other's minds. And it was just refreshing, man. I felt so much better, because I videotaped the seminar for my friends. I felt so much better after listening to that, because it was like I had been dirtied somehow, but I could just take a shower and feel clean, come back to the real world, where instead of violence, dialogue and communication can heal the world rather than attack it. So that's what I stand for. Fight against ignorance and keep talking. Like that Pink Floyd song. And I should put a link up to that too. Alright, Smooth Virus here in Southeast DC. I'm out.